PDP acting national chairman meets Governor Bala in Bauchi over party internal crisis. Gunmen kill 2 herders in fresh Plateau attack. Police kill APC supporter, injure others in Plateau. On the foreign scene, France imposes curfew to quell rise in living costs protest. Hello and welcome to Trust TV's News Hour. I am Chiamaka Mwafo. Now the news. The crisis in the People's Democratic Party, PDP, may not be over anytime soon, as the embattled acting chairman, Umar Iliya Damagun, on Friday held a closed-door meeting with Chairman PDP Governors Forum Bala Mohammed of Bauchi State. Trust TV's Adamu Imam reports that the meeting had stakeholders from the North-East Zone in attendance.
The embattled acting national chairman of People's Democratic Party on Friday met with Governor of Bauchi State to seek for his support in resolving the internal wrangling.
Members of the PDP, that is governors, senators and members of the House of Representatives and the BOT, including the National Working Committee from both sides, so that we'll be able to. Very soon you will see this. And you are creating the division, and I don't like it. As a leader, I said we are not recognizing any faction. We are together as a body, and definitely will, at the end of the day, resolve. No faction in the PDP.
The acting chairman, Damagun, declined to comment on the crisis rocking the party, but called on Nigerians to exercise patience with President Tinubu administration.
I said, those that collected spaghetti and wrappers to bring this government are feeling it more than anybody else. And this should be a lesson for all of us, that we should look for credibility, those who are actually proven and tested, those who are ready to govern us, not is my type, like they have always said.
The leadership of the party urged Nigerians to continue to have confidence in the main opposition. Adam Imam, Trust TV News, Bauchi.
2 herders were reportedly killed, 1 other missing in separate attacks on Thursday evening in the villages of Riom and Bokkos local government area of Plateau State. The state chairman of Mieti Allah Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria, Macban Babayo Yusuf, who gave the names of the deceased as Bashiru Ilyasu and Yahuza Idris, said the farmer was killed in Joel village of Riom local government area, while the latter was killed along Maykatako Road in Bokkos. The group added that many cattle were also shot dead during the incident. According to the chairman, the victims were killed while rearing cattle in the areas. The spokesman of the State Police Command, DSP Alabo Alfred, is yet to speak on the attack. A police officer has allegedly killed 1 supporter of the All Progressives Congress APC, Sanusi Yahuza, and injured another one, Jibril Muhammad, in Mangu town of Mangu local government area of Plateau State. The report said the incident occurred around 1 a.m. during collation of councillorship election results for Ward 1 at Ekon Primary School in Mangu local government area, when the police officer opened fire on APC supporters, resulting to the death of one and injuring another. The father of the deceased, Yahuza Isa, who confirmed the incident, condemned the action of the police officer, calling on the relevant authorities to investigate the matter and bring the officers to book. The spokesperson of the State Police Command, DSP Alabo Alfred, is yet to comment on the incident. Joining us via phone call to give us an update on the situation is Ado Musa, our reporter in Plateau State. Ado, good evening.
Good evening, Chimaka.
Thank you for joining us on News Hour tonight. Can you give us an update on the situation, please?
Okay, are you talking about the incident in Mangu? Or
yes,
the one
we'll start with the Mangu incident and then we'll move over to the Bokkos and Riom incident.
Okay, in Mangu at the moment, sources from the area told me that everything is calm and the deceased has been buried, and the parents and other members of the community have also reported the incident to security agencies, and they were also assured that security personnel or agencies will do everything possible to bring the suspected officer to book. So at the moment, everything is calm in Mangu.
Okay, so from the story we just hear that this happened during collation. What exactly triggered this police officer to start shooting at the supposed supporters of the All Progressives Congress Party?
Well, you know, the security agency, particularly the police, is yet to respond to my inquiry on this matter. But based on what the resident of the community told me was that during the coalition, they've realized that the vote, or rather the vote already casted for their candidate was about to be rigged. So when they realized that they want to rig the election, they now raise an alarm that no, this is not possible. So before you knew it, they started saying that they will not agree, So a moment later, even after the police officers, according to the members of this community, that even after that particular halabalu between the supporters of the APC and the security personnel, that is the police, have already left the area. But all of a sudden, one of them and then turned back and then opened fire on the supporters, and then resulted to the killing of that particular person.
Okay, now let's go back to the earlier story that we read about the herders that were killed in two local government areas of Plateau State. That's Riom and Bokos local government. What can you tell us about that?
Well, before the news hour, I spoke with the chairman of Mieti Allah with regard to what is happening in the area, because earlier on he told me that one person was still missing. So he confirmed to me now that the missing person has been recovered. That is, the corpse of the missing person has been recovered, and some slain cattle have also been recovered. And he also told me that the corpse was also recovered alongside security personnel who also went to the bush in search of the body. But at the moment, the security agencies are also yet to also comment on this particular incident.
Okay, so if I understand you clearly right now, Ado, you're saying that we earlier reported 2 people, but now the missing person is equally dead, making it 3 casualties, or rather fatalities, from this incident.
Yes, of course.
All right, thank you so much. But just before you go, is there any idea as to the people behind this situation, this incident, this shooting?
Well, the Mieti Allah, that is the leadership of Mieti Allah, is also yet to make any accusation against anybody, but they only say that they have reported the issue to the GOC of 3 Division, and they believe that the security agencies will do everything possible to also arrest the perpetrators of the act. They say they don't want to take any law into their hands, and they are calling on members of the group not to also take law into their hands, because they believe that security agencies would definitely fish out the perpetrators of the act.
All right, thank you so much, Ado Musa, for the update, and hopefully the security agencies will fish out the perpetrators of the act in both cases. Moving on to other stories, in an effort towards tackling incessant cases of banditry and kidnapping, the new FCT Police Commissioner CP Olatunji Disu on Friday visited Ushafa community in Buari Area Council of the FCT and urged the local inhabitants to continue to be vigilant. Disu, who earlier visited the palace of Isu of Buari, said the visit was to assess the security situation and across some of the rural communities in the area. He said the visit will enhance the command the opportunity to evaluate ongoing deployments. According to him, the visit underscores the command's commitment to ensuring peace and security across the FCT, especially in communities facing security challenges. CPDSU, who engaged with traditional rulers, youth groups and residents at the Chief's Palace, emphasized the police dedication to swift and professional responses to threats. He, however, highlighted the importance of collaboration with the community, urging residents to remain vigilant and report suspicious activities to security agents. Now, the All Progressives Congress in Ekeremo local government area of Bayelsa State has announced the suspension of the Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Senator INEC Lokobori, as a member of the party. Chairman of the party in the local government area, Mitin Enaikenemi, announced the suspension at a briefing in the state capital, Yenagoa, on Friday. Senator Lokobori and some other party members were accused of anti-party activities and misconduct. Still on party matters. Following the suspension of Ilia Damagum as the acting national chairman of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, the Debo Ologwagba Group National Working Committee, NUC, has approved the appointment of Yayari Ahmed Mohammed as the acting national chairman. The development is contained in a statement signed by the just suspended National Publicity Secretary, Debo Ologwagba. The appointment, which takes immediate effect, is pursuant to the provisions of the Constitution of the PDP as amended in 2017. The statement said the NWC calls on all organs, leaders, critical stakeholders and members of the party to remain focused at this critical time as the NWC commences arrangements towards the holding of the party's National Executive Committee (NEC) meeting, already scheduled for Thursday, 24th October 2024. The development comes amid a worsening internal crisis in the PDP. The Federal High Court in Abuja has restrained the National Executive Committee and Board of Trustees of the People's Democratic Party from removing Umar Damagum as the acting national chairman of the party. Justice Peter Lifu ordered that no person other than Damagum should be recognized as the PDP national chairman until the party's national convention scheduled for December 2025. Justice Lifu issued the restraining order against PDP NEC, BOT, that's the Board of Trustees, and others, while delivering judgment on a suit instituted against them by Senator Umar El-Gash Maina. The judge held that in line with Articles 42, 47 and 67 of the PDP, it is only at the national convention of the party that national officers can be elected. According to him, PDP members are bound by the party's constitution and must always act in line with it. The Independent National Electoral Commission has debunked the allegations of BVAS machine smuggling in Edo, describing it as baseless, unsubstantiated and without merit. In a statement in Benin on Friday, the resident electoral commissioner in the state, Anabum Onoha, said that the Commission had completed its investigation into the allegations and found them to be baseless. Onoha reassured the public that at no time were BVAS machines or voter registers compromised or unlawfully accessed by any political party or external party. He said that INEC remained fully committed to safeguarding the integrity of the electoral process. Onoha stated that in compliance with a recent court order, INEC was ready to facilitate the inspection of election materials and would ensure transparency in the handling of the BVAS machines and adherence to the rule of law. He urged all political parties to cooperate during the inspection process. Members of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, from Edo State on Friday staged a protest at the Independent National Electoral Commission's headquarters in Abuja, accusing it of bias in the just recently concluded governorship election. They urged the electoral body to compel its state arm to obey a court order allowing the party to inspect the bimodal voters' registration machines used during the conduct of the poll.
You demonstrated your peaceful movement to headquarters to show the general public that you are peaceful people, and continue like that for the interest of Nigeria. We want to state here that INEC is not a political party. It doesn't have political party. It doesn't have candidate. And I want to restate the mission of the Independent National Electoral Commission is to serve as an independent and effective election management body committed to the conduct of free, fair, and credible election in support of democracy in Nigeria. This our 10th time we will continue to state it. Of course, you will have your grudges, you will have your differences, and that's why you are here. And we have collected your letter, and we are with it here. We are telling you we are going to look into your letter, look into your grievances, and address it accordingly.
Another word of assurance, because we remember when the national chairman came for the peace accord, he did assure us that the result will be transmitted all real time. Because of that, we were so much enthusiastic that we will get the best again one more time from INEC. That never happened. Midway, it stopped. Only APC agents were allowed into the state collection center after they had moved collection for places like Orodo to the state collection center. Yeah, this we will recall, gentlemen of the press. We raised concerns about Mr. Anoha, the state resident electoral commissioner, and that we did not trust because of where he was coming from. INEC told us there was no problem that he would perform it, that they were sending national commissioners. But what did we see at the end of the day? Even the IRF did not tally with what INEC announced.
Now, the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court of Nigeria, Justice John Soho, has rejected the request by the detained leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, for Justice Binta Nyako to recuse herself from his case. Justice Soho returned Nnamdi Kanu's case file to her to handle, saying 2 other judges were previously recused from the case. Justice Soho stated that Kanu's case was reassigned to Justice Nyako due to its prolonged nature as far back as 2015. Since she had handled the case for the most part, she was deemed the most suitable judge to see through to its conclusion. Justice Nyako earlier recused herself from the case following an oral application by Kanu and his lawyer. Still on court-related matters, Justice Emeka Nwite of the Federal High Court in Abuja has refused the fresh bail application of the detained Binance Holdings executive Tigran Gambaryan. In his ruling on the motion for bail on medical grounds, Justice Nwite rejected the request, noting that renowned Nigerian medical experts were already managing his health. The judge, however, ordered the Nigerian Correctional Service to refer Gambaryan to a standard hospital in Abuja for treatment for 3 days to 2 weeks under security supervision. He subsequently adjourned the case to October 18th, November 22nd and 25 for the continuation of trial. Gambaryan is facing $35.4 million in money laundering charges brought against him by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. Ibaji Flood Plains Multipurpose Cooperative Society has urged the Kogi State government to intervene urgently as flood water has reportedly submerged over 60 communities in Ibaji local government area. The chairman of the executive committee of the group, Joy Ede Ukoje, disclosed this in Lokoja on Thursday. She said there is a need for immediate action, including the creation of a disaster relief fund to support disaster-stricken communities in order to reduce the impact of the flooding on the inhabitants in the communities. According to her, the present situation in Ibaji communities and others along the bank of River Niger has gone beyond what the state alone could handle effectively. She therefore called on the federal government, agencies like NHYPEDEC, organizations and individuals in the society to, as a matter of urgency, come to the side of the, or rather aid of the inhabitants of Ibaji communities who are being ravaged by the flood water. Over in Kano State, the governor, Abba Kabir Yusuf, has donated 100 million naira to victims of the recent fire incident that ravaged Kantin Quarry Textile Market. The donation was made during his visit to the market, where he expressed solidarity with the affected traders. Governor Yusuf explained that the fund is aimed at alleviating the impact of the tragedy. He also announced several initiatives aimed at improving market infrastructure and preventing future disasters. The fire, which destroyed 29 shops, was quickly contained by the swift response of firefighters. Managing Director of Kantin Quarry Market Management Board, Hamisu Sa'at Dongo Nama, expressed his appreciation for the rescue efforts. Chairman of the Market Elders Committee, Sobu Bako also praised the governor for his support while urging the state government to address other operational challenges the traders face. More stories. The federal government has given petroleum marketers permission to get petrol directly from the refineries without using the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited and NPCL as an intermediary. The Minister of Finance and Chairman of the Naira Crude Sale Implementation Committee, Wale Edun, disclosed this in a statement on Friday. He provided an update on the start of product sales and crude acquisition in Naira transactions. On October 10, the second post-commencement review meeting of the Implementation Committee, led by Edun, was reportedly conducted to assess the development of the crude oil and refined product sales in Naira program. Edun stated that the government is still optimistic that these actions would improve market conditions over time for the good of all Nigerians. The House of Representatives Committee on Polytechnics and Other Technical Institutions has given the management of Federal Polytechnic Ida, Kogi State 10 days to provide detailed documents of ongoing projects in the institution. Chairman of the committee, Fuad Kayode Laguda, gave the directive after presentations by the Director of Federal Polytechnic Ida, Professor Yahaya Usman, and other officials before the committee on Thursday. The committee interrogated the documents presented by the institution's officials, which the members said have fallen short of what was required by the committee. The lawmakers also discovered infractions regarding the observance of the federal character principles in the staff composition on the nominal role presented to the committee. Director of Federal Polytechnic Ida, Yahaya Usman, said that the committee has requested additional documents and further clarifications on some issues, which he said would be made available on the appointed date for their next appearance.
Meets some of the standards expected by us in terms of their reporting line, which we've given them another 10 working days to make available these documents. Basically, it's just explaining their budget line that we've asked for. So it's not anything out of place. Oh, well, after going through their nominal role, we noticed that it's shortfall of the indexes of federal character. But however, they also came up with reasons and defense that this thing. But very soon we'll show some employment opportunities will come up.
The largest sense very smooth. Of course, when you face a committee like this that are carrying out their statutory function, it's like more or less interview, investigation, and all of those things. But the scores are above average. Other things were not, when the other correspondences that were not contained in our submission, they've given us 10 working days, within which we submit back, and we're obliged. We'll do it.
Vice President Kashim Shettima has inaugurated the National Road Safety Advisory Council with a charge on members to align with global best practices in reducing traffic crashes. He therefore tasked the council to set national road safety strategy targets and ensure effective coordination between federal, state and local governments to achieve shared road safety objectives. Speaking during the ceremony on Friday at the Presidential Villa, Abuja, Vice President Shettima emphasized the critical nature of road safety, stating that road safety is not merely a matter of policy, but a critical part of the lifeline that connects the people of this nation. He further praised the Federal Road Safety Corps FRSC commitment, noting that the Corps has consolidated a robust strategy to address the nation's road traffic challenges in its relatively short existence. The establishment of NARSAC aligns with recommendations from the World Bank Country Capacity Review, which identified areas for improvement in Nigeria's road traffic administration and safety management.
I'm very excited with the mental alertness of this government, particularly the futuristic projects that this government has towards having smoother roads, easier way of transportation. I'm a member of the Senate Committee on Transport, and luckily last week I had an opportunity of an oversight function to the Minister of Transport And what we saw at site, particularly the rail, the skirting across this country, is overwhelming.
The sector has achieved a lot, especially under the railway modernization. We are able to put Port Harcourt to Aba into use. We have started freight from APMT terminal to Ibadan. We have reconstructed the old narrow gauge. We have started freight from APMT terminal to Kano to put Kano Dala Inland Dry Port into use, so that we have a reduction in the cost of freight that will have a multiplier effect on the GDP growth of the country.
The inauguration of the Nigeria Road Safety Advisory Council. With this inauguration, we will see more of collaboration, more of partnership, more of a building relationship, where funding, care, and attention will be given to road safety as an agenda.
It is not surprising that in its commitment to the ideals of the National Road Safety Advisory Council, the Corps has in its relatively short existence consolidated a robust strategy to address the nation's road traffic challenges. Through this initiative, we are witnessing a concerted effort to foster multi-sectoral participation aimed at reducing road safety crashes on our highways and in our cities. This speaks volumes of the Corps' dedication to its mission.
Katsina State Governor Dikko Rada has declared his readiness to combat human trafficking, sexual and gender-based violence, and violence against persons in the state. He made the declaration on Thursday while hosting the State Task Force Committee led by the Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice Fadila Dikko in his office. Rada commended the task force for its achievements in rehabilitating victims and mitigating the effects of child abuse and trafficking in the state. He emphasized the need for enhanced strategies to address the rising cases of violence, particularly sexual abuse against women. In her remark, the Commissioner intimated to the Governor about the task force's accomplishments, which include conducting medical outreach, providing school bags to 80 human trafficking victims, organizing skills acquisition training for 30 victims, and offering psychological support to survivors. As the world celebrates Day of Girl Child, experts have called investment in sound education for proper girl child development in Nigeria. Trust TV's correspondent engaged the experts on factors that can help build female children in the country.
Day of the Girl Child is celebrated globally every 11th October with the aim of raising awareness about the importance and development of girl children in any society. Some girl children who spoke to Trust TV said they are proud of their gender.
It feels good to be a girl because wherever you go, you are respected and you are a notable person wherever you go. So it feels good. It really feels good to be a girl. Like, I appreciate myself for being a girl, and I promise myself to bring out the best version of me. I will urge you people to work hard, bring out a great version of yourself. Don't stop working because everything has its own reward.
A social facilitator, Celestina Dediron, noted that only through sound education and goal setting that girl children can achieve success.
That they should set a goal that is attainable, that they need to understand their strengths, their passion, so that to actualize their vision for the future. Just like the team says, girls' vision for the future. So as girls, they need to know this in order to actualize their vision for the future. Also, education is very important in whatever they want to get as girl child. They should make sure that they are well educated, because education will not make them to be inferior to their mates. Education will help them to be innovative and creative.
The wife of the Oyo State Governor called on relevant stakeholders to partner to ensure that girl children realize their dreams.
You must have a clear vision for your future. It is essential to success. For example, if you aspire to be a doctor, engineer, lawyer, leader, artist, or entrepreneur, study hard and stay focused on your education for your future as you initiate it is in your hand.
Analysts used the occasion to call on government at all levels to invest more in education to address the out-of-school children problem in the country.
Over in Plateau State, the Commissioner of Health, Cletus Barco, said the state's blindness prevalence had hit 2.7%, exceeding national average of 0.7%. The Commissioner disclosed this on Friday in Jos during the annual World Sight Day commemoration ceremony with the theme, Love Your Eyes, Kids. According to the Commissioner, represented by the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry, George Timothy, the recently conducted rapid assessment of avoidable blindness survey in 2023, Plateau State showed a blindness prevalence of 2.7%, which is higher than the national 0.7% prevalence rate. He said majority of the causes of blindness is cataract and glaucoma. The Commissioner, however, said all the causes of the disease are avoidable and government is making efforts to address the menace. Lack of acceptability in the society and poor basic facilities are some of the factors affecting the lives of visually impaired persons and other people with special needs in the society. This is coming from the community of people with special needs as the world marked the International World Sight Day. Trust TV's Bella Musa has more in this report.
The day is being celebrated to bring attention to the growing need for access to eye care services, and to encourage government, organizations, and individuals to prioritize the prevention of avoidable blindness and visual impairment. According to experts, 80% of blindness can be prevented.
Children these days stay a lot indoors. Now that indoor, and then indoors of course because we provide them with tablets, with phone calls, they have access, unlike children in the past. It has its own effect. Because what we promote is what we call myopia, which is short-sightedness. A lot of children that are indoors, engage with laptops or phones or tablets, has some disadvantage. It's shortening their sight.
But for us in the military, it has an even more significant importance in the sense that without good eyesight, you cannot even use your personal weapon to even defend yourself.
However, for the visually impaired persons, it is a day to reflect on the challenges affecting their development.
The challenges are numerous, but as you have mentioned, some of the challenges include but not limited to like societal acceptability, improper infrastructural development, and poverty, economic opportunities, and other lifetime participation and opportunities. So the society do not, consider people with disability, especially the visually impaired, as we are talking about, as people that can have the capacity to deliver or participate on equal and equitable basis with other individuals in society. So acceptance or acceptability is one of the challenges.
According to Ibrahim, addressing the issue of inequality and other social injustices against the people with special needs requires legal framework.
So I think one of the ways to address these highlighted challenges is to faithfully, fully implement all the legal frameworks, all the laws in existence at international, regional, national, and local level shall be implemented so that people will be aware, will be informed about all such, legal frameworks, their provisions and the consequences, so that when any of the part of the, legal frameworks or laws is being violated, so appropriate action, sanctions will be taken against any individual.
The theme of this year's celebration is Children Love Your Eye. Bella Musa, Trust TV News.
In Plateau State, the Poultry Association of Nigeria, PAN, has called on the government to ensure speedy release of the funds it approved for the association in order to tackle the issue of egg glut in the state. Speaking on Friday in Jos, the Plateau State capital, in commemoration of the World Egg Day, the association's chairperson, Shinkur Angela Jima, said the state government has shown commitment to the poultry sector and is planning tangible things for the poultry farmers, which they hope will come to fruition within the shortest time. The chairperson said they have received communications several months back of some millions of naira approved by the government to tackle the issue of egg lot, but are yet to receive the money. She pointed out that their specific challenges are constant increase in feed prices, chicken drugs, and the middlemen activities. Now, Nigerians are outraged by NNPC's fuel price hike to 1,030 naira per litre, warning it will drive up cost of goods and services. In response, Abdurrahman Bashiru Haske, a station owner in Yola, is subsidizing fuel to below 1,000 naira to ease the burden on farmers and commercial drivers. Gibson Soadigo has more.
In Yola, NNPC stations are selling fuel at 1,098 naira per litre, just hours after the official price was raised to 1,030 naira, while independent stations charge 1,250 to 1,300 naira. The hike has sparked widespread frustration, deepening distrust in the government. The removal of subsidies continues to worsen the hardship for the masses.
Definitely, yesterday's price was different, but today we came and the price was also different. So today we saw the price at 1,098 naira. So all of us are shocked, and the thing is very, very depressing to all Nigerians. Despite Nigeria being the owners of crude oil, but at the end we are all suffering because of fuel and queuing up for fuel that we have in our country.
At the Yola filling station, Abdurrahman Bashir Haski is offering fuel at 998 naira per litre, subsidizing it for the masses. Umar Sanusi Madaki explains that Abdurrahman is deeply concerned about how the price hike impacts underprivileged Nigerians, driving his decision to keep the price below 1,000 naira.
So we are targeting at least not less than 10,000 people. So he did this program to help everybody, though basically it's for farmers. But we understand you cannot just restrict yourself saying only for farmers. There are people with Adedita Sahu Kekenape, we call them here. So we also have to help them. There are all these drivers. Transport are so cost these days.
Beneficiaries of this gesture express deep gratitude and urge others to follow suit in easing the hardship caused by the fuel price hike.
Yes, grateful. We are happy to find this fuel at the rent of 998 naira, because other filling stations are selling 1,200 naira. So we have some discount.
Because I'm very happy. That is why I'm even here. I'm here since 5 a.m. in the morning. So just to have this, subsidy. So I'm very, very happy.
With fuel prices now exceeding 1,000 per litre at NNPCL stations, Nigerians are anxiously hoping it doesn't soar to 2,000 naira per litre. Gibson Soadgo, Trust TV News, Yola.
Now, the Northeast Development Commission, NEDC, said it will soon deploy solar-powered tricycles, taxis and buses across the northeastern states to cushion the effects of transportation fare and interstate trips. The NEDC disclosed this during its meeting with transport stakeholders comprising the NATO and NURTW drawn from the region. The Managing Director of the Northeast Development Commission, Muhammad Al-Khali, said the initiative is part of President Tinubu's plan to transform the transport sector and reduce cost. He said the electric vehicles will be launched in 3 phases, beginning with 10,000 tricycles, followed by taxis and buses before the year ends.
Some few days ago, we presented the model of the e-mobility we are going to produce in the Northeast start. And Mr. President graciously approved that we should go ahead. For instance, we have 3 types of considering. One is general flex cycle, which people are known as Ikimorwa or whatever name is being called. But in our case, we put the Ikinafe we did a lot of time to make sure that it is functional and efficient.
It's going to be a good suggestion to the Commission after evaluation and monitoring of the first phase of this project. We would like you to come up with a head of trucks for conveying goods interstate, because buses are also interstate and small vehicles are for within the state. But to convey goods and a big, very giant project is going to be by trucks. So, sir, we are advising and suggesting that you come off your team, your research team should think very well about trucks.
Last time to get to business with Yusuf Okogo.
Time for some business stories. The Nigerian Customs Service Apapa Command said it collected 1.6 trillion revenue in the first 9 months of the year, representing 39.3% of the 5.07 trillion naira total annual revenue target of the NCS. The 9 million collected surpassed the command's 2023 full-year collection of 1.272 trillion naira by over 300 billion naira. Custom Area Controller for the command, Babatunde Olomo, described the collection as a fallout of diligence and integrity, adding that the command will continually engage with stakeholders to improve on revenue collection achievements. He identified the 201.8 billion naira collected in July and 193.9 billion naira in September 2024 as spectacular figures capable of being replicated in the last quarter of the year, beginning from this month. Nigeria Electricity Distribution Company's DISCO has recorded the sum of 431.16 billion naira as revenues from customers in Q2 2024, reflecting a collection efficiency of 79.31%. This is contained in the quarterly report of the Nigeria Electricity Regulatory Commission covering the second quarter of 2024. This performance, derived from a total billing of 543.64 billion naira, shows a modest increase of 0.20% compared to the previous quarter of 79.11% efficiency. The rise in collection efficiency indicates an improvement in DISCO's ability to recover bill revenue despite ongoing challenges in the power sector. In addition to the revenue collection, the report shows that DISCO's remittance to the upstream market players also saw some adjustments. The cumulative upstream invoice payable by DISCOs in Q2 2024 was 399.53 billion naira, which include 343.76 billion naira for pro-adjusted generation costs from the Nigerian bulk electricity trading and 55.77 billion for services by market operator. NGX closed the week trading in green as portfolio investors renewed interest in equities. Let's see how it went down today. Sterling Bank Nigeria PLC leaded gainers today. It gained 9.45% to close at 4 naira and 98 kobo per share. Kohon PLC also gained 9.45% to close at 1 naira and 39 kobo per share. Mikio is back on the gainers table today, 9.19% to close at 10 naira and 10 kobo per share. There, of course, this has pushed up the market up by 0.13%. A volume of 304.43 million shares, valued at 5.59 billion naira in a list of 6,950 lead exchanges among investors this Friday, the last trading day for the week. The top trading equities by volume: Access Corporation 68.26 million shares traded, Fidelity Bank for 3.16 million shares, of course UBA 25.44 million shares it traded. All banking sector affair there we're having today. Some equities recorded losses. Leading the losers today is Deep Cap down 9.93% to close at 1 naira and 36 kobo per share. The NEM Insurance also down 9.71% to close at 7 naira and 90 kobo per share. Of course, Dacom also lost 9.52% to close at 57 kobo per share there. And that's the highlight of stock trading as it went down this Friday on the floor of NGS. Let's see the global stock market and exchange rate data for today. prices softened on Friday but were set for a second weekly gain as investors weigh the impact of hurricane damage on U.S. demand against any broad supply disruption if Israel attacks Iranian oil sites. And the London market Brent crude sells for $78 per barrel. For the pay basket, dealers offer $77 per barrel. And that's business. I am Yusuf Akogu.
Thank you, Yusuf, for that business. Now away from Nigeria. France on Friday announced new curfew measures to quell civil unrest on its Caribbean island of Martinique, which has been hit by violent protests due to anger over rising living costs. The local French administration for Martinique said it was banning public gatherings until October 14 and banning the purchase of products that could be used for arson attacks. It added that protests had disrupted flights at Martinique Airport and that as a result of this, flights were being redirected to the neighboring French island of Guadeloupe. Since September 2024, there have been widespread protests and violent confrontations across the French Caribbean territory of Martinique. And it's time for sports with Emmanuel Fashemi.
The Super Eagles of Nigeria took another giant step in ensuring they qualify for the next Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco as they beat the Knights of Libya in match day 3 of the qualifiers at the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium in Uyo. There was no goal in the first half of the encounter as the Super Eagles could not break down the stubborn defense of the Libyans. Victor Boniface came close of scoring in the 18th minute but could not get the desired shot. Nigeria broke the deadlock in the 86th minute through substitute Dele Bashiru from Moses Simon perfect pass to score his second Super Eagles goal. Nigeria remains top of Group D on 7 points, with Guinea-Equatorial Benin Republic second on 6 points after beating Rwanda in the other game. Rwanda are third and the Libyans occupies bottom of the table on 1 point. Nigeria will travel to confront Libya on the 15th at the Hugo Chavez Stadium in Benin for the match day 4 fixture, while Rwanda hosts Benin Republic in the other Group D cracker. A win for the Super Eagles in Libya will give them the AFCON 2025 ticket to be hosted by Morocco. And that is sports. I am Emmanuel Fashimi.
And with that, we've concluded News Hour tonight. For more of our news programs and documentaries, do also follow us on our social media platforms and on our YouTube live stream. I am Chiamaka Mwafo. On behalf of the news production team, thank you for joining us tonight.